Hello everyone, welcome to Shruti's Kitchen. As Diwali is approaching, I would like to wish my viewers a very happy Diwali. And for the special day, I would request you to try out the recipes that I'm sharing with you. We are making Balushahi or Badusha in 3 different ways. The first one is the rustic, traditional, old-fashioned way of making this yummy dessert, and then we'll fusionize it and make yummy chocolate flavored Badusha. Finally will be the yummy and most delectable rabdi topped Badusha. Before starting, let's take a look at the ingredients. So first let's start by making the dough for the Balushahi. As the dough needs some resting time, you can use that time to make the other steps. Like the second step needs some chocolate truffles and the third step needs making some rabdi. So you can make these two while the dough is resting. So let's start making it. Measurements are very crucial for this recipe. So make sure you measure them with the measuring cups and spoons. So here I got a wide bowl. I'm going to add in 2 cups of all-purpose flour or maida into it. You cannot replace this with whole wheat flour. You need maida for this. We'll add half a teaspoon of baking powder, quarter teaspoon of baking soda, and we'll sieve this. You have to sieve this, otherwise the baking soda and the rising agents, they might not mix well with the all-purpose flour. So it's always a good idea to sieve it. And as you see, I'm using a wide bowl. This way you can combine the ingredients nicely. So I'm going to make a nice hole at the center like this. We'll add in 3 tablespoons of yogurt or curd into this. We'll add in melted ghee into this, 1/3 cup of melted ghee. Get everything out from the bowl. To get right textured Badusha, you have to measure all the ingredients. We'll now combine all these together. The mixture should look like breadcrumbs. Basically, I'm going to rub it like this. This way, you get a beautiful texture to your Badusha. This is exactly how I want it. So I rubbed the ghee with the flour for 2 minutes. We'll now gradually add in the water, very slowly, normal room temperature water, and mix it with the flour. Just mix it, do not knead it. You don't want any gluten to develop. So just very carefully and gently mix it. You have to get a nice soft dough. So look at this, it's a nice soft dough. We'll grease this dough with few drops of ghee, the residual ghee. I'm going to cover this and leave it for at least 1 hour. So while the dough is resting, let's start by making the chocolate truffles and even the rabdi. For rabdi, let's take a medium-sized non-stick pan. It's better to use a non-stick pan. It makes your life a lot easier. We'll add in 2 cups of whole milk. I like to do my rabdi from scratch. It's not any shortcut way. So we'll add in 2 cups of whole milk, full fat milk, and we'll bring this to a boil. As the milk starts to reduce, you have to keep separating the fat and you have to keep the fat moving to the corners, and later once it's reduced to 1/4 quantity, that's when we are going to sweeten it and flavor it the way you prefer, and then incorporate the fat that is separated from the milk. As it's reduced in volume and all the fat is incorporated, it will be yummy and very creamy. Now let's start making the chocolate truffles. I'm going to break the chocolate into small pieces like this, and we'll add in heavy cream, full fat cream, and half a tablespoon of butter. So I'm going to microwave this for just a minute in multiple intervals. After every 30 seconds, I'm going to take it out and give it a good mix. So look at this. Chocolate is nicely melted. It is looking just right to me. Quarter teaspoon of vanilla extract goes in and mix well. I'm going to cover this and put it into the refrigerator so that it thickens, and later we are going to shape into truffles. The milk has started to boil. We'll separate the fat to the sides, and you have to heat it very gently and keep it mixing so that nothing sticks to the bottom. So look at this, it has become nice and thick, and I'm going to give about 2 more minutes to this mixture and we'll turn off the heat. I've been scraping the sides, and as you can see, this thick malai or cream, it gives a beautiful texture to the rabdi. Before turning off the heat, I like to add in some slices of almonds. It adds a flavor and some texture to the rabdi, and we'll sweeten this with half tablespoon to 1 tablespoon of sugar. I don't want to add a lot of sugar, and we'll continue to cook this for 2 more minutes. It has become nice and thick. Look at this. It is looking beautiful, isn't it? If you want, you can even try adding some cardamom powder as well. The sugar is nicely dissolved and the milk mixture has become nice and thick. We'll turn off the heat. It's going to be even more thicker once it cools down. Get everything out from the pan. Cover this and refrigerate it until we are ready with the badushas. For the sugar syrup, let's heat a medium-sized saucepan. We'll add in 1.5 cups of sugar. So for 2 cups of maida, I'm using 1.5 cups of sugar, and we are preparing 1 string consistency sugar syrup. Also add in 1.5 cups of water. We'll bring this to a boil and cook it till it reaches 1 string consistency. Once it starts to boil, we'll squeeze in about 1/4 teaspoon of lemon juice. It helps in preventing the crystallization. And for the flavor, I'm going to use some saffron strands. You can even try adding some cardamom powder, few strands. After this mixture starts to boil, it takes additional 4 minutes on medium heat to reach that particular consistency. So that's 1 string consistency. I'll be turning off the heat. It has been an hour now. Let's check the dough. So after 1 hour of resting, the texture of the dough will be nice and smooth and soft. Do not knead it at this point. We'll shape these into 20 even sized balls and press it. We'll make all the badusha the same way. They are ready to go into the medium hot oil. If the oil is very hot, they don't cook from inside out. So once they float on top, I'm going to reduce the flame to absolute low, and this needs to be cooked on very low heat for 10 minutes or until they reach nice light golden color, and they will absorb the sugar syrup better if they are nice and soft, but it shouldn't be raw. So when it gets nice light golden color, you can take them out, but do not fry them on high heat or medium heat, or do not fry them until they reach dark color. It's very crucial. While you're frying one batch, make sure you keep the rest of the badusha covered so that they don't dry out. So I just now turned them onto another side so that they will be cooked on the other side as well. They have picked up nice light golden color. This is exactly how I wanted. We'll take them out from the oil and dip them immediately into the warm sugar syrup and press them so that they soak in all the syrup, and they should float on top. And we'll leave this in the sugar syrup while we are frying the next batch. So the truffle mixture is nicely set. We'll shape these into 20 small sized balls. Roll them into dry shredded coconut or dry fruits of your choice. I'm using some pecans and cashews here. Keep these ready. So for the traditional Badushahi, I'm going to garnish with some slivered almonds. And for the chocolate Balushahi, I'm going to press this into the Badusha like that. And you can even garnish with some slivered almonds. And next comes yummy and delicious rabdi topped Balushahi. They all taste yummy. So do try these on the festive day. And on top goes some slivered almonds. So there you have delicious badusha ready. Try these and enjoy with your family. For more yummy recipes, get subscribed to Shruti's Kitchen. I'll be back soon with another great recipe. Till then, take care. Bye.